But this old engine that came out of a 3/4 ton 4-bolt main 350, it spins. So let's see what we can do with this thing for little to no money and doing everything wrong. So let's get started. Yeah, well, I guess the first thing we'll do is we'll just start hitting this with a little bit of brake clean. If I have any in this can. There we go. Just to clear this out a little bit. I kind of had a plan for this to begin with. That's why I left most of the pieces on. Like the oil pump, and left most of the stuff in because it's already 40 over, and already being 40 over, she's pretty much done. I've bored them 60 before, but they never really worked out well. So we're just going to spray this out here. And we'll do some cleaning, and we'll flip it over and look at the top side. While you're here and you're watching, check out UncleBuckStuff.com. Check out a hat, a t-shirt. As you can see, I got the new design on, Uncle Buckweiser. I got them all the way up to 4X. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. Y'all have a good day. All right, I've done a little cleaning on it. And actually, honestly, these cylinders are really not too bad. You can't really feel anything with your fingers. Now this one and this one had water sitting in it when I took it apart. Been sitting there for a long time, but she spins free. Really, like I said, the cylinders are not that bad. I did run the numbers on this. This is an 80 to 84 4-bolt main GM passenger car block. Okay, so not too bad. Not a bad start. It is a passenger side dipstick instead of driver side dipstick. But it's 4-bolt main. And that's always a little stronger. But so we're going to continue to clean this up. The lifter bores and the lifter valley are really pretty good. None of them were stuck. All of them came right out. And the cam bearing actually looks pretty good. So I'm just continue to clean this, but then we'll flip her over and to be continued. But I don't think we're taking this apart. Matter of fact, I know for a fact we're not taking this apart. We're just going to clean this up like it is and go from there. All right, we're going to pull this main cap off, and yep, she's got the old sticky years and years and years worth of stuff, and let's see what we got here. We'll wipe it off. Well, she's got a little bit of stuff. She's got some pitting in it, but the crank flange, smooth as silk. So we're going to put this back on, and we're going to use it like it is. And we'll check this one, see if it's the same, but basically we're putting it back on. We're going to use it like it is. Okay, so there's the mains. We'll pull this middle one and we'll check it. All right. I made an executive decision, and we're going to go with it like it is. I put it back together, put some lithium on the bearings we pulled. We double checked all the torques on everything. We retorqued these. And pulled a couple rods. The rods look wonderful. So we're going to do this, but we did find out this is a 2020. So what we're going to do with this is we're just going to put this together and flog the shit out of it and beat on it and see how much abuse this will take at the drag strip or on the street. So we're going to leave it like it is, and we're going to do it. So we just sprayed it down to get it clean, and we're going to spin this back over, and then we're going to get some solvent, start wiping things down, and go from there. But we're going to leave it. We're going to run it like it is. We're going to run this thing like it is. I feel like Renfield. Okay, guys, have you ever wanted to just do everything wrong and see what happens? Well, Well, I got the opportunity. This is a motor I got for nothing, and I spent a couple of dollars, not a lot. Everything I got as cheap as I could for parts, and we're going to put this thing back together again as cheap as possible, and as stupidly as you know you've always been told not to do. We're going to do it. And so let's flip this thing over and let it drain, and we'll put some floor dry down, and we'll get up with a game plan. Okay, we got the first cleaning done, which we got the majority of the junk off of it, especially just the dirt. And we got everything wiped off, cleaned up, down with WD-40. So we're going to let this sit and percolate for a little bit. But all in all, she's not in too bad a shape. I mean, there really is nothing in any of the cylinders that you would call bad at all. So you say you like electrical and computers and all that, but this mechanical stuff isn't your thing.
Well, it's not the mechanical stuff isn't my thing. I've never tore apart a motor.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've never done any of that. I've done full suspension builds. I've done tranny builds. I've done electrical builds. I've done computer wiring and all that crap. I've never done
an engine.
Motor.
Well, okay. Well,
because the last motor we did together when I was around was my crate motor that went in the 79K10.
And it
was all built. Only thing we had to put on it was intake and a carburetor and the accessories, and it was ready.
Yeah. All right. So let's flop this over, and we'll pull the oil pump and look inside the oil pump, and then we'll...
Once for dust, twice for rust.
Okay. So we're gonna... Well, first thing we're going to do is we're just to do a thread tracing kit. Now, this kit that I have, I've had this long time. This is one of those original buys that I got from Summit way back in the day. And this is not a tapping kit. This is a thread chasing kit. And